need more projects, so we're going to get to work on these ugly kitchen cabinets and this ugly countertop. What I believe is our original sink, so need some updating. Project is to refresh it. We're not going to really change the cabinet locations. We're just going to give them a fresh set of paint, sand them down, give them some new hardware, actually put a door here, replace the backsplash, and then skim coat the countertops with some concrete and then seal it. Dishwasher will then be replaced after I get finished with all that stuff. Do a stainless steel something or other. Then the fridge and the oven. This is the last thing that we've been wanting to get to on the house for quite some time. Things happen, you get different priorities, etc. Enjoy renovating the kitchen. Whose bright idea is it to do that? There is a washer and a nut and a bolt. The thing still spins freely. Joys of owning a 1954 house. Now that the cabinets are out, I'm going to take off these little things that would keep them shut, although they didn't do a very good job at keeping anything shut. Don't worry, the planned videos will come back soon. I'm just going to document all the little projects I have going on and share them with you guys. I almost forgot I have to get the ones above. Now we're going to take the hinges off the actual cabinet doors. These, of course, some of them are flatheads, some of them are traditional Phillips. Now it's time for a little sanding. Put some Bondo on all the little damaged areas, like the holes, some of that, this thing, make them look a little bit nicer. So I finished up the cabinet faces with the Bondo. I also did the holes that left over from the hardware. Thought I was recording it. Apparently I wasn't. So, oh well. I'll let this stuff dry. I'll sand it tomorrow. And we'll probably start painting, as well as taking out that ugly backsplash. Alright, this stuff is now hard. I'm gonna get sanding, this time with this protection. Not really protection, but a little bit of a filter, just to keep that stuff out of my lungs. Now it's time to sand the inside. Not gonna take that long. I'm gonna use manual sandpaper because I don't want to get dust all over everything. Still probably gonna happen, and we're probably gonna have to wash everything, but I'm taking the lazy approach. Time for paint. This is Moon Blue, something like that, from Home Depot. One coat marquee. It's expensive, but we actually painted the inside of our house, and they're serious about one coat. It works. So that's what I'm using for the cabinets. Time to get painting. The back side of the cabinets are done. I'm now going to rinse these brushes off and then move inside and paint the cabinets in the kitchen. Alright, I'm gonna put a second coat on the front. Then we'll move back outside to paint the front side of the cabinets. New day, time to start attaching the hardware. So, I accidentally started drilling before I realized the camera wasn't running. Pilot holes, the smaller drill bit than these screws. Just give them some space. Do that on all of these. And then we will install once that's done. Not yet. Alright, so hinges are on for all the main doors. I'm gonna have to make a door for this, and I'm gonna have to remake a door for this because the existing door is actually really thin, and the screw poked through the other end when I drilled the hinge in. So now it's time to line up the cabinet doors, pre-drill the holes, and then screw them in. So Ariel's gonna help me do that. kidding me? Ariel! How come you can't hold it in place? Stage 1 of the kitchen's done. Cabinets are up, paint's done. Just have that gap, and that gap. I think it came out pretty nice. I got some spots to touch up like this, which we dinged when installing, and then at the sand right there, a little high spot that the door is getting caught on. Other than that, it looks good. Now time for Backsplash. So all this stuff is coming out. And we're putting in this stuff. Now it's time to do this and this. So first cut, 23 inches across by 11.5. I just eyeballed this one because it's kind of in its own little area, and figured it would look good there. Okay, I got the fit. What I did was I took my sander with an 80 grit piece of sandpaper and I just sanded down until I took off about 4 threads. So there we go, that's all I have to do. Boom. Cabinets are done. Look at that. Now it's time for the backsplash. Start taking out the backsplash. Got my workout clothes on. Yes, there is some paint on my butt. Alright, we're gonna upgrade to the air hammer. Done. That's a mess. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to repair all this. But that's what YouTube's for. So since this wall's in such rough shape, not really in rough shape, but there's a lot of like old adhesive, like crap, and then I put a hole in the wall. So I got myself a scraper. I'm gonna scrape away the extra adhesive, then do a little sanding, and then cover this area and smooth it out with some joint compound before I put the adhesive on. Using a 60 grit sandpaper to get the job done quickly. Alright, my setup, because I don't have a good bag. Shop vac attached to sander. Shop vac comes on. There we go! Now that this is all sanded, I'm going to throw on some joint compound and fix all of this stuff. We are using USG sheetrock all-purpose joint compound.
Good weight.
Now that that's applied, I'm gonna let that dry. I'll sand it tomorrow, and then we'll start putting on the tile. I just picked up the dishwasher, and the joint compound is dry and hard. So I'm gonna sand, and then we'll get to work on the backsplash. Here is Backsplash. Seems to be exactly a foot until you get down here, which is going to be a gigantic pain. Oh my goodness. That's going to be a pain. Damn. Take a different approach and use the oscillating tool to cut this tile. that's cut, just a test, I'm going to use premium mortar for tile and stone and apply it, see how it goes. Oh, this isn't gonna be fun. 10 of these to fit right there. It's just a little too short. Alright, instead of cutting the tile, we're gonna cut the trim. Look at that. Backsplash is installed. Just gotta do some touch-ups, grout, and it's on to this ugly countertop, which is even more ugly at the moment. It is grout time. I'm gonna be mixing my pay rain with 1.1 quarts of water. Alright, now let that sit for about 15-20 minutes and then we'll start washing. Up next, replacing this ugly dishwasher with my new one over there. yes! There's mouse poop, there are old traps, there's mouse poison. Oh my god. I got the cord, and I got the ground connected to the green, and then white goes to white, black goes to black. Alright, I've now installed the tabs, which you'll see in a second, right there and there. Now, I'm going to tighten up the legs. And there are the tabs. Alright, the dishwasher is installed. This thing's pretty cool. It's got this upper drawer, which I get to take this off. Oh yeah. It's got adjustable shelves. Nice. Today is the day where the sink comes out. First things first, water's off, and I'm gonna start undoing the bracket for the disposal and the other side. That's one way to do it. Ooh. Ugh. Gross. Oh my god. That thing probably weighed at least 100 pounds. Alright, Sacrete does not seem to want to stick to a roughed up surface. There were some high spots, high spots like you would expect. And I tried to sand it down. As soon as I took the sander to it, it just disintegrated. So I took my scraper, scraped it all off, and resanded it. And now we're back to where we started 3 days ago. New plan, we picked up Rust-Oleum countertop paint and we tinted it to light ash. And we're going to paint the countertop instead and see how it goes. For 30 bucks, you get one of these. We got 2 of them. It's going to be easier, but who knows how long it's going to last. So this is what that ash looks like. And man, does it smell. So wear a mask. On the home stretch. One more day. This is dry as a touch, but can't mount anything to it yet. Today we're gonna replace the catch, new one, and install the new garbage disposal wiring, which is right over here. Went with an InSinkerator 1/2 horsepower, and it's pretty easy. Take this clamp style cable connector, screw it into the bottom right here, open this plate up, find the 3 wires, 2 wires in the ground, and then it should be good to go. Already knocked out the dishwasher attachment point, so plastic's out of that, it won't rattle around. These wires were actually need to be stripped a little bit more. Ground is installed. That's installed. Not installed, but wired. Gross. So this is just from Lowe's. It's a J with a flexible end to make it easier to install once the sink is in. And make sure to fill up the catch with water so you're not venting all those nasty sewer gases back into the house. I will hook up this, which is the dishwasher drain from our new guy right here, into this hole. So I'm not sure if you can see. You can kind of see. Let's see. No plug. Make sure you knock that out and dump out the piece of plastic before it's too late. This. So. And then this clamp goes like that. So another thing, I pointed out these compression fittings. They're new, they're shiny. This is a 1/2-inch compression fitting for this valve. So I got a 1/2-inch adapter to 3/8. Because the couplers at Lowe's and Home Depot are limited, I couldn't get a female compression fitting pipe to a male. So I had to get female compression fitting 3/8 to female 3/8. Then going to a coupler, compression fitting coupler at 3/8, then going to the actual faucet line back here. And the reason I couldn't have just attached the faucet directly to the 1/2 inch to 3/8 coupler is because these hoses are not long enough. Back and forth to Lowe's to try and figure out and then how to make it all fit together. It is sink install day, and we are putting our new sink into the hole. So of course, typical 1950s house fashion, previous owners did some weird stuff right here where this is at an angle, so the back probably won't be perfect, but the clamps will grab here. I don't think we'll be able to grab here because there's a piece of wood. Every step of the way, this thing fights me. There's a little bit of a gap, and I can't do anything to attach it because of that. These clips don't extend far enough. I think our only option right now is just deal with a little bit of a gap. I'm gonna fill that with silicone, and it's just gonna have to be something we live with. It's not gonna be noticeable to a lot of people, but I'll notice it, and that's the worst part. I'm gonna install the hardware for putting the sink on, apply silicone right here on the edge, and we'll get this sink in the hole. Smooth line around it. Ariel's cleaning up the sink. I installed that, so no leaks, hopefully. We'll let that dry and come back and install the garbage disposal and see if this whole thing works. Oh boy! Alright, I just attached the garbage disposal. Line it up, tighten this thing up here. I also attached the drain. To put plumber's putty right here, which is this stuff. Literally clay. See, there it is. It's a clay. Roll that into a little snake, and then throw it under the lip of this piece, which is separate. Push it down, and then that gets clamped down by this contraption right here. These screws then compress it, and then this ring attaches the garbage disposal to the sink, and that is attached. Now last thing I'm doing is attaching this to the garbage disposal. So I brought this up, attached that. I'm going to screw this onto here. We'll be in business. It's so quiet. All right. Look at that. Sink's installed. The kitchen is done. Look at that. There it is. thanks for watching. Part of having a 1950s house is it fights you. So, yeah, there's a gap, but silicone does a wonder. You know, whatever. Oh, we still have one more touch-up paint to do. Right here. Completely missed it. But you guys don't get to see that because it's not that exciting. Hopefully you learned something. Doesn't need to be perfect to look good. And now back to regularly scheduled plane building content. See you guys soon. Bye.